Colts fans will be invited back to training camp this summer. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Here we are on a Tuesday night making our way through the week, and we are certainly glad to have you with us tonight. Let us know where you're watching Facebook Live. We'll give you a shout out. And also, we want to know, what was your best part of your day? Share that with us tonight in the comments section. We'll go ahead and read some of those as we work our way through the next 15 minutes. In a moment, we're going to be talking with Angela to find out her best thing that happened today. And we're also going to talk about the steamy weather that we've been experiencing. Will we get a break? Also, chance for showers and storms in your forecast. Angela will be along in a moment. Also, friend of the show, Emily Longnecker, continuing to follow that story that we had last night on the news about these two apartment complexes that the residents are fearful that their water is going to be turned off. Emily has some new information for us on that story. She'll be bringing that tonight, coming up here on Facebook Live. And also this evening, our big story as we talk about Marion County lifting the remaining COVID restrictions. That's coming up here on Thursday, which is July 1st. So a lot to talk about here. Let us know your comments as we make our way through the evening. Let's bring in Angela Buckman and talk about a steamy day. But before we do that, what was the best part of your day?
Oh, geez. Well, it had to have been the 2-hour car ride to Trine. We're getting ready to send another one off to college, and if you've ever done that, I know you have. It's emotional.
It is.
And so I heard the song, Isn't She Lovely?
Oh,
I know.
wow.
I might start crying right now. And so I had tears in my eyes. I drove, and then she was behind me. We're talking about Grace, and she played golf up at Trine today. And then I get up there, and she gets out of the car, and she's all smiles. And so, and that's where she's going to spend the next several years in college. And so it kind of made me feel better that she's made the right choice, and she's happy where she is, and she played well today. And
yeah, she did.
Yeah, so I think, it was kind of a happy, sad, but comforting moment all at once.
Isn't it neat when you see your children get to a point in life where they're just exactly where they need to be, and you can be proud of them as you are for Grace.
And then take a deep breath and know they're going to be all right. What was your favorite part of
My favorite part was getting a chance to spend a couple of hours with my 4-month-old granddaughter.
Poppy.
And we had some music going, and we were dancing in the kitchen together. It was awesome. Let me just tell you, they say that being a grandfather is better than being a parent. I'm telling you, it's pretty close. We had a great morning together, so I love my grandkids. 3 of them, and so anyway, it was a good day.
It was a good day to be inside,
too,
It
was, because it was hot and steamy.
Ooh,
do we have another one coming tomorrow?
We do. I don't think as hot. I think we have more clouds tomorrow and more coverage of the rain. So instead of being 90, 92 with feels like 95 or 105, mid-80s, but still 90, 95 on the feels like temps.
Okay.
So definitely still take precautions from the heat. We've been tracking some thunderstorms too. Grace only got 9 in up in Angola because of the rain.
They had some lightning up there, didn't they?
They had lots of lightning up there. We had a couple of severe storms across the northern part of the state. We've had a couple of warnings south this evening, but nothing severe right now. This is live Doppler 13 radar, and really the axis is starting to shift more into the central and southern parts of the state, and as that happens, we're eventually going to see the weather pattern change. But this is a pretty decent cluster of storms just south of Rushville, just south of Connorsville, and that's actually drifting up to the north. So continue to be weather aware. Some rumbles of thunder, some lightning, some heavy rain. But as long as the radar looks like this and we still have rain in Iowa, we know the weather isn't going to change anytime soon. And so for us, we've got another round of rain and storms possible, not only this evening, but a few rumbles of thunder tomorrow. And this is what I meant by more widespread. So instead of us getting the blue sky and only getting afternoon storms, they're going to be more numerous, and that's what keeps us from hitting 90 tomorrow. Okay.
Lots of Facebook friends joining us tonight. Raining in Milroy, says Sandy.
Rush County.
Right. Glenn saying good evening, Scott and Angela. Carolyn watching tonight. Wes joining us. Rachel is with us this evening. Sharon says, I was blessed to be able to play euchre with my grandson and friends today.
Nice.
So there was a good day for Sharon. Wendy is with us in Carmel. Liz says the best part of being a grandparent, you get to give them back.
Sure. Yeah, when they start
You
to
get to
cry
enjoy, and then you hand them right
give them
back. That's a good one, Liz. And we have heard that. And so thank you, Facebook friends, for being with us tonight. And continue your comments in the comment section. We want to know what was the best thing that you did today, and let us know where you're watching Facebook Live. We'll get back with Angela in a moment. Let's talk about our big story tonight as we continue our coverage here on Facebook Live. Marion County finally lifting the remaining parts of the pandemic restrictions. So Marion County decided today, the mayor and health department decided that, look, everybody now is going to be at full capacity. So this is bars, restaurants, live venues, all can now return to 100%. So this is museums, gyms. Dr. Kane saying 48% of the eligible population here in Marion County is now fully vaccinated. Here are some good things. Lucas Oil Stadium, 100% capacity for Colts games. Indianapolis Indians, 100% capacity beginning Thursday, July 1st. The expectation is that people will still need to be masking up at hospitals, airports, and on public transportation, but unvaccinated people don't have to wear masks in public. The mayor still recommends it, but it is not a mandated thing. So all this begins on Thursday, July 1st. So here in Marion County, we've got some definite changes coming up. All right, one of the other stories that we've been following here over the last couple of nights is what's happening at this Lakeside Point apartment complex on the north side of Indianapolis. If you were with us last night on the news, you saw some residents talking about their fear of the water being turned off. They were getting some posters saying that there were the water was going to be turned off, and the residents are like, hey, what the heck is happening? The utility said that's not from us, but Emily Longnecker continues our coverage tonight. Emily is on it for a second straight night. So bring our viewers up to speed in terms of what you've learned about Lakeside Point apartment complex.
Well, you know, Scott, from talking to the residents and folks that are advocating for them, the water issue is just one of the issues that these folks have been dealing with, they say, for really the past couple years. Another issue that they've had, there have been 7 fires there in the past 9 months, and I did that part of the story last night, and some of them have proven to be arson per IFD, and some others from electrical. So talked to one man who says, you know, sometimes he's afraid to go to bed at night because he doesn't know if a fire is going to break out. But another thing that we learned from Patchwork Indy, it's a nonprofit that's been advocating for a lot of these people. They provided us with some IRS documentation, and basically Lakeside Point Apartments up to this point has had property tax exempt status through the IRS. They're designated as a charitable organization because they had agreed to provide services for their residents like financial literacy classes and English as a second language classes for their residents in exchange for not having to pay property tax. And they're one of like more than 150 apartment complexes around the city that has this kind of designation. Well, you know, Patchwork Indy let the folks at the assessor's office know that that wasn't happening, and ultimately their property tax exempt status got pulled, and they owe more than $500,000 in back property taxes. That's the owners of this property, so they're dealing with that. Basically, residents there feel like their concerns haven't been heard, and this Patchwork Indy has stepped in to try and help them, and they've, you know, talked to the city and the county and the state, and they're just hoping that one of those entities steps in and maybe appoints a third party to take over these, you know, this property anyway, and get these residents some relief.
One of the issues here, Emily, is that these residents there at this apartment complex, part of their rent pays for the water, correct?
Right.
And so where is this money? Where is this?
Right. And we've sent, you know, emails to Aloft Management, which is the company that manages this property, and they did not respond to that question tonight. Now, they did respond to an email that we sent yesterday, that I sent, and they did say that because of COVID, they hadn't been providing some of the services they had been promising to provide, and so they blame COVID as a reason for those special services being canceled to residents.
Wow.
But that is a good question. Where is the money? John Brent, a resident I talked to, he certainly would like to know where his rent has gone. He's lived there for 9 years, and he says, over the years I've paid up, $60,000 in rent, and now I'm worried about my water getting shut off. I'm worried about there being a fire. He says the ceiling over his bathroom has collapsed a few times because of a leak above in a tenant's apartment above. So he just talked about, how stressful it's really been, and Patchwork Indy, this nonprofit, they can speak to that stress as well, because they've surveyed residents, and they basically say that these folks are being robbed of their dignity and basically rights that they should have as tenants because they pay their rent every month.
Yeah, this is a really important story, Emily. I'm so glad that you're on it tonight. We know that you're going to have more coverage because these residents, they're paying their rent. They expect to see their water still on, and they expect to live without fear of fires happening, as you've mentioned. And so we know this is a big story, and I know you're going to continue to be on it tonight. We'll see you tonight on 13 News at 11. Thanks so much.
Okay, see ya.
Friend of the show, Emily Longnecker, joining us from home, and she'll be part of our coverage tonight. Let's turn our attention back to Angela today, and I think one of the things that we saw in terms of Marion County reopening and Lucas Oil Stadium going to 100% capacity, the Colts are like, hey, training camp, fans, come on back.
That was great. Great news. Dave looked really happy out there.
He did.
With the news. You can just tell he's beaming and ready for, things to,
right.
ready for football season. I'm not ready for football season yet because that means fall and winter, but, definitely getting that summer schedule out has people talking. And you mentioned the changes to Marion County. Lots of comments about the unvaccinated. Not having to wear masks.
Right.
So there's some comments about that and comments about the best thing people did today.
Oh, good.
Swimming were a couple.
Nice. Well, today would be a good day to swim.
Yeah, Liz cannonball into the pool.
Cannonball. Nice going, Liz. Well done. Liz, if you've got some video of yourself doing the cannonball into the pool, we'll put it here on Facebook Live. All right, let's talk about the Colts a little bit more. As Angela mentioned, Dave was in a great mood today in Westfield at Grand Park. Here he is with a preview of Colts Camp.
Hey everybody, guess what? The Indianapolis Colts are back at training camp at Westfield. July 28th is a big day. It's going to be a lot of fun. The stands are going up, the field is getting painted, Grand Park is coming back to life. The Colts announcing today fans will be welcome back at full capacity, but there will be no autographs and up-close moments with the players. That's all part of NFL protocols. But we're getting close to normal again.
You could just feel the difference. Lucas Oil wasn't full. We didn't have 63,000 people in there. We had some amazing events and games last year that I was just like, wow, I wish this place was packed. The players feel the same.
Improvements have been made to the setup. Colt City has been moved right behind the practice field. The city of Westfield is excited to welcome fans back.
We are very much looking forward to get back to business with the Colts. We missed you last year.
There'll be special theme days, and they'll also offer daily walk-up COVID vaccination stations.
We are looking at this. We'll be at the county fair. We're looking at putting a site up in Sheridan. This is just one opportunity for us to get out to a unique population and to be able to provide this opportunity for them.
There will be morning and afternoon practices, so you can come check out the Colts. Again, it's free, but you have to have a ticket. Go to their website, Colts.com. I'm Dave Calabra in Westfield. Let's go Colts, huh?
Colts.
Great news.
Yeah,
Great news.
Yeah, and again, Colts.com to get that ticket. That way you and your family can go up there and check it out. So that'll be good.
All right. Hot. Always seems to be hot.
It is, which is, it's part of summer in Indiana. So tomorrow, do we get to 90 with humidity?
I don't think we get tomorrow. Yes, with humidity, yes.
Okay.
Actual air temperature, no. We're mid 80s, but the feels like number still 90, 95, easy tomorrow afternoon. Grab the umbrella, off and on rain and storms.
Okay, and then looking ahead, big holiday weekend, how things looking there?
Things are looking great. We get a couple days in the 70s as this pattern finally breaks. Friday, Saturday, and the holiday, some sun and 83 right now.
Boy, that's pretty good.
It would be great.
All right. Angela will have her 7-day forecast coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. We'll have the big story, of course, Marion County reopening and lifting all of those restrictions beginning on Thursday, July 1st. And, of course, we'll have the rest of the day's news when we see you tonight on 13 News. Thanks for joining us here on Facebook. Have a great evening.